Hi, this is Czar with T&R Reacts. T is out and about, and today we are going to do some reactions to 3 films by the famous Zaz brothers, better known as David and Jerry Zucker and Jim Abrams. These 3 guys, when they collaborated together, all 3 of them directing the films, their stuff just went off the board, and all 3 of their films have become legends, as well as one television series, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Make sure you do check out our social media platforms. They're listed below. We'd love to interact with you, and if you haven't done so already, give us some likes, especially on this particular series, and give us some subs. We need more subs. We're trying to reach 1,000, okay? Now, the film that we're going to look at today is Airplane. There's going to be 2 others that we're going to look at. There's not enough time to put all 3 of them together in one reaction, but let's go ahead and do a deep dive into Airplane. This movie is just absolutely hilarious. It has become one of the top 100 films that you've got to see as far as comedy. It is a cult classic among everything else, and it's just gone off the board with just tons of stuff. It made Leslie Nielsen a major star as far as doing comedy. He was a serious actor before that, as well as Lloyd Bridges, and what can I say? There's just so much stuff going on in these films, so let's go ahead and get into Airplane and take a look at this, and I'll stop it from off and on so you can make sure that you know what the heck I'm talking about, okay? All right, Airplane!
Both pilots.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. You'd better tell the captain we've got to land as soon as we can. This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now.
Okay, I had to stop it there right away because obviously all 3 of these lines that you've heard there is just absolutely hilarious. First and foremost, of course, don't call me Shirley. Everybody has just gone on, even if you were born after this film was made and you don't even know what the heck Airplane is, you probably heard that line, don't call me Shirley, and hospital, what is it? And other people have played off of that. Drugstore, what is it? It's a place that sells prescriptions, but that's not important right now. Well, all those stuff is that all came from this movie right here, Airplane. And what else can I say? You saw some of the major stars there. First and foremost was Robert Hayes. He was shooting a popular television series at the time. They got him on board. Julie Haggerty that you saw there. This was her very first major film that she's ever done, and she came back to do a sequel with it, which wasn't done by the Zucker brothers, by the way. And of course, we got to talk about Leslie Nielsen. Leslie was a heavy and done a lot of dramatic roles, and this was his first crack at doing comedy, and he loved it. And he went on, of course, to do Police Squad and the Naked Gun series and a bunch more other films that involved some of the Zucker brothers and the other directors that you kind of know played off of their kind of slapstick comedy. But Leslie, he went on to become a household name after doing this film. And what else can I say? Let's go ahead and get back into it.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines. Johnny, how about some more coffee?
No thanks.
I'm sorry I had to wake you. I'm just looking for a doctor. There's nothing to worry about.
Stewardess, I think the man sitting next to me is a doctor.
Sir, excuse me, sir. I'm sorry I have to wake you. You a doctor?
That's right.
We have some passengers that are very sick. Could you come take a look at them?
Yes, of course.
All right, there's just a bunch of stuff going on right there. First and foremost, I got to talk about the airplane itself. You hear, they're flying in a jet, yet you hear propeller noise. Well, that's because the studio that did this film, they wanted it to be a jet. And of course, this film is based on the 1957 film 0 Hour, almost verbatim as far as the action, the lines, and everything else. The Zuckers got the right to it, and they said, no, man, we want to do this film based on an airplane. Well, the studio thought, well, that's ridiculous, Paramount. This isn't a jet. You need to modernize it, and so they compromised. They used the image of a jet, but the sound effects, they put propellers on it. The second thing that went on in this thing, you notice they're the way they do these behind the scenes or distant shots of all the comedy going on. They show Nielsen from the back shot looks like he's wearing stereo headphones that you get on planes to listen to music, and of course the camera pans around, and he's got a stethoscope. This kind of crap, I shouldn't call it crap, it's actually funny, goes on through the entire movie. You've got, there's been people who have watched Airplane 6 times and still haven't caught all the sight gags that is incorporated in this film. It's just absolutely crazy.
We have something here for our special visitors. Would you like to have it?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sure. You ever been in a cockpit before?
No, sir, I've never been up in a plane before.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Do you want me to check the weather, Clarence?
No, why don't you take care of it? Joey, do you ever hang around the gymnasium?
We better get back now, Joey.
No, Joey can stay here for a while if you'd like.
Could I? Okay, if you don't get in the way.
Okay. You see Peter Graves there from the television series Mission Impossible, which just wrapped up before he went out and did this. Again, he's never done comedy. He was reluctant to take this role, but his wife actually talked him into it. Said, you got to get outside your box there once in a while, Peter. And so he went ahead and did it as the pilot. And Paramount tried to get some other people, but suckers loved Peter Graves, and he agreed to do it reluctantly. But playing a pedophile pilot. The kid there, Rossi Harris, he went on to do other films as well as he's growing older, and many people have asked him, geez, did you know what he was doing or talking about there? And he honestly said, no, I did the film, and I didn't know really what was going on. I just did my part and thought it was kind of, cool. And so, Rossi went ahead and did that. And of course, this particular scene is, for people fans of Airplane, it went on to be one of the most memorable things in the film. The pedophile stuff that Zucker brothers put into that carried on over to the Naked Gun and the Police Squad films with CSI, the crime scene investigator guy. They always open up a scene with him, and which we'll talk about when we get into that.
Hold all takeoffs. I don't want another plane in the air. When the 508 reports, bring it straight in. Yes, sir. Put out a general bulletin to suspend all meal service on flights out of Los Angeles. Tell all dispatchers to remain at the post. It's going to be a long night. How about some coffee, Johnny?
No thanks.
I want the weather on every landing field this side of the Rockies, no matter what the size. You understand? Any place where there's a chance to land that plane. Stan, go upstairs to the tower and get a runway diagram. Terry, check down the field for emergency equipment.
Chief, we got fog right down to the deck. Every place east of the Rockies. There's no possible place they can land. They'll have to come through to Chicago.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Oh my God! Again, I got to cover just a bunch of stuff there. Number one, Steven Stucker. He's a great friend and one of the greats from the early Kentucky Fried movies of the Zaz brothers, and he went on to star in a bunch of their other films that they did until his death. He died in his mid 30s from AIDS, and it's so sad. He ad-libbed a lot of his stuff. They just let him run with it. Although they gave him lines, he ad-libbed a lot of it, and just had fun with it. And the directors just laughed their hind ends off and said, "Oh, that's good, leave it in the film." And so they did so, and he has a lot of funny stuff. Lloyd Bridges, what can you say about the great Lloyd Bridges? Again, a dramatic actor from his days of Sea Hunt and everything else. This is one of his first major comedy roles. Again, he loved himself being in character like this, and the Zuckers hired him to do other films, and he went on to do just a bunch of other stuff, and he loved it. Even into his elderly years, he went on and just became a great funny actor. Again, some more side gags there. They saw the guys that are tied in together there. You'd have to again watch this about 4 or 5 times to catch everything, but it's hilarious.
That's available man on this. A man who knows that plane inside and out and won't crack under pressure.
How about Mr. Rogers?
Captain, how soon can you land?
I can't tell.
You can tell me. I'm a doctor.
No, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
No. I mean, we can't land for another 2 hours. Fog has closed down everything this side of the mountains. We've got to get through to Chicago. What is it, Doctor? What's going on?
I'm not sure. Haven't seen anything like this since the Anita Bryant concert. What was it we had for dinner tonight?
Well, we had a choice, steak, fish.
Yes, I remember. I had lasagna.
Oh gosh! Again, you know, I want to go back to again with Lloyd talking about the cigarette thing. They played on that all through the entire film. You know, it looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. It looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines. It just goes on and on and on. Hilarious stuff. Again, this all the lines in this film is almost verbatim. If you can get a hold of an original copy of 0 Hour and then watch this film, and every line in the film, the black and white film, is almost used in this film here. But they, of course, have fun with it, changing it up and doing some stuff. And if you watch Airplane, you'll see how it all ties together. It's just hilarious, great stuff. And you saw Steven Stucker in there with another little thing about. I love the guy. It's just good stuff.
Can I get you something?
Your mofo butter laying me to the bone, jacking me up. Tight me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Cuddy say can't hang.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Oh, good.
He said that he's in great pain and he wants to know if you can help him.
All right, would you tell him to just relax and I'll be back as soon as I can with some medicine.
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
What it is, Big Mama? My mama raised no dummies. I duck her rap.
Cut me some slack, Jack. Chump don't want to help. Chump don't get the help.
Say can't hang, say 7 Up.
Jive ass dude don't got no brains in him.
This scene is just crazy. Everybody's like, "Whoa! Is that Miss Cleaver?" Yes, it was Mrs. Cleaver. Barbara Bingsley from Leave It to Beaver. She had a cameo in this, and those guys actually taught her jive and how to speak it a little bit. I mean, it's real stuff, and she just had a blast with it. And there's just so many stuff in the cameo here of people. Kareem from the Los Angeles Lakers. He's got he plays the co-pilot, and it's a funny story about him. I don't show a lot of Kareem in this particular clip, but when they ask him how much you want to be paid, he got like 30 grand for it, but he wanted this lavish rug that his agent said had to be working on the contract, and so part of his payment was him getting this cool looking rug for his house too. So that was hilarious. But let's get back to these jive guys. About the jive, they came up with this idea from watching the film Shaft. There's, when that first came out, jive was kind of like a cool thing among the African Americans, and they worked it into the script in this film here. So that part is not in the original 0 Hour, but Zuckers decided, hey, let's go ahead and work this into this film here too.
Shit, man. That hunky muff be messing my old lady? Got to be running coal upside down his head, you know?
Hey, home, I can dig it. No, he ain't gonna lay no more big rap up on you, man.
I say, hey, Sky. Southern say I won't sing. Pray to Jay, I did the same old. Hey,
knock yourself a pro slick. The gray matter back, lot performers down, not take TCB in, man.
Hey, you know what they say? See a broad to get that booty yak 'em? Leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em. Cole got to be. You know? Shit.
You got a lot of subtitles there, guys and gals. White collar professionals, that's how they really are supposed to talk, and this jive's going on with these two guys. I love the little interpretation scene here. Let's get back into it.
Mayday! Mayday!
Mayday! Mayday? What the hell is that?
Mayday? Why, that's the Russian New Year. We'll have a big parade and we'll serve hot.
Nervous?
Yes.
First time?
No, I've been nervous lots of times.
you know, some people may think, well, what's so funny about that? I mean, you gotta love and be into the Zucker's type of humor to really appreciate all this stuff. This stuff, this quick, rapid fire stuff going on in the background, and then you know the rapport between these people is just—it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Again, you saw Steven Stucker in the background there. You know, Mayday! Why? It's a Russian. You know, he just helps makes the movie, and it was just really cool how he just, you know, ad-libs a lot of stuff. I'm going to just real quick there. You notice how he just leaned over and he looks just like the portrait in the background. Again, this stuff here, you got to follow along because the background, there's sometimes more funny stuff going on in the background than the actual dialogue of the actors. What else can I say?
Look at this. Passengers certain to die. Airline negligent.
There's a sale at Penny's.
Willie, don't panic. On the belt line of the automatic pilot, there is a hollow tube. Now, that is the manual inflation nozzle. Pull it out and blow on it.
What the hell's going on up there?
Okay. This is one of the best, funniest scenes of the whole thing. I know it looks a little weird, but first, okay, Autopilot, OTTO, which is his real name. He actually got a screen credit, and the blow-up doll was kept for like another 15-20 years before it just actually rotted out in somebody's garage. But there's, first and foremost, the blow-up tube. There was actually discussion from among the directors on how should we show this. Did they want to show it, for lack of a better word, straight up or bent over like that? Of course, you get the symbolism there. And they decided to have Julie pull it out with a limp down. And of course, then she starts blowing up Otto as the plane goes into a deep dive because there's nobody flying the plane. And then, of course, Leslie Nielsen's reaction there. That is just absolutely classic, you know. Wow. Oh my God. It's just hilarious. It really, really is. All right, let's wrap this up. Okay, and that last clip there, the guy with the knife in his back, he's pointing like, help me, and of course Julie thinks, oh, this is, you want to, yeah, you're cool to dance with, I get the moves, and she just, you know, copies what he's trying to do. The song that was used there by the Bee Gees originally, they weren't going to allow them to use the song, and they said, well, come on, you know, we want to use it, you know, it's just perfect for, you know, because first and foremost, the guys hated disco. They really did. The Zaz brothers didn't like disco, but they wanted to use it to have a little fun with it. And to compromise, they said, well, how about if we speed it up a little bit? And, you know, so it doesn't really sound like your original recording. And then the Bee Gees said, oh, okay, you can use it, you know, speed it up a little bit, which they did. And they had a lot of fun with it. So there you go. All right, there you go. Our reaction to the film Airplane. I know there's just so much more stuff in it, but we just don't have the time. Our next film reactions, we're going to be talking about the Naked Gun and Police Squad films, also done by the Zaz brothers, and so stay tuned for that. Check out our social media platforms. The addresses are below right there. We love to interact with you. Give us some likes on this reaction, and if you haven't done so, subscribe to our channel. We're looking to get to 1,000 subscribers. You like our caps, our t-shirts, and our coffee cups? Hey, we do. We use them all the time on our show. The address is below. Hit our store. Everything that you do there when you do your purchases helps support our channel. Until next time, we will see you on the other side. Take care.